Recording in progress.
Namaste. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of you as suitable to your time zone. Hearty welcome to the chief guests, world leaders, peacemakers, dignitaries, and special participants on this wonderful evening for an immaculate session on the United Nations Sustainability Development Goal number 3. That is, good health and well-being for all. What does United Nations want to achieve through SDG Goal 3? It seeks to ensure health and well-being for all at every stage of life. The goal addresses all major health priorities, including reproductive, maternal and childbirth, communicable, non-communicable and environmental diseases, universal health coverage and access for all, to safe, effective, quality and affordable medicines and vaccines. With such a profound and powerful topic, I now call upon and invite Dr. Raghunath Pagidipalli, Chairman of Vishwa Humanity United International Royal Council, Global Peace Leader and a humanitarian, to shed light on World Peace Summit 2022. Over to you, sir. Yes. Yes. Thank you, Raghunath, sir. It's exciting to know that we are creating history without our own knowledge. We are doing a set of right things. When you do right things, it automatically becomes very positive in the history. I now call upon Dr. Vijay Carolyn, Managing Director of Vishwa Humanity United International Royal Council, Global Peace Leader, a humanitarian and a change maker, to set the context for the day.
Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning, all the dignitaries who joined us to celebrate World Peace Summit. Especially, we are taking up today SDG 3, the health and well-being. I am Dr. Vijay Carlin, Professor, Counseling Psychologist, Chairman, the Life Foundation, Managing Director, Vishwa Humanity United International Royal Council. I would like to say a few lines about our organization, Vishwa Humanity United International Royal Council. It has been established under Government of India, Section 8 of the Companies Act 2013. to be the symbol of the unity and peace for all nations and dedicated to ending poverty by improving and empowering the lives of vulnerable population around the world and spreading the culture of peace, harmony, and tolerance. So we have good objectives. We see the objectives of our organization. Mainly, we are concentrating on research and education. Because of COVID, we did not take up the act very seriously. We want to have it on Zoom platform. Because of the examinations, we couldn't conduct the education-related programs, especially physically. So on Zoom also, it is not possible because of the exams. Within the short period of time, engineering and universities, they have internal, external labs, exams, external exams, semester exams, so on. So we are concentrating much on education. Definitely, we will be implementing very effectively on physical environment also. Yes, our main objective is to create awareness regarding the population growth. We know that we reached the population explosion long back, and we want to bring awareness about the population explosion. What are the impacts of population explosion? How they can be in control, and so that they can support the society and nation. And main objective is abolish unemployment, because if youth are unrest, there is a chance of creating some kind of acts, evil acts or negative acts which impacts the society peacefulness. So now we are conducting the summit, that is World Peace Summit. We want to have peace in the lives of the people globally. So if we eradicate unemployment, then only there is a chance of prosperity in the lives of the people. There will not be any kind of unrest. So peace is very important. So to have or to establish peace, Poonam ma'am. So we are concentrating even on the unemployment. That is, we are implementing self-employment programs. We want to encourage girl children and women, especially we are concentrating on that. And women and children, our main objective is on concentrating on women and children. We want to empower women and girl children, especially. If one girl child is educated, definitely the family will be educated. And if family is educated, society will be benefited. If society in prosperous state, nation will be more prosperous. That will be affect the globe or world. So the next is our objective is health services. We want to provide medical facilities to the weaker section of the society. In this way, we are concentrating on different areas. And we have conducted medical camps also for the weaker section people. Because of pandemic, we could not. We have taken up the diabetic test and BP and normal checkup as well. We provided medicines for the weaker section people. So we have conducted medical camps. Health is very important. We know pretty well if the people are vulnerable with the diseases, the impact will be high on economic status. So definitely it affects the economic growth of the family. So we are concentrating even on health of the people. So our topic today, SDG3, especially peace and health well-being. As a counseling psychologist, during pandemic, I supported many families. So the Life Foundation, which is a sister organization of Vishwa Humanity United International Royal Council. So we have two organizations, sister organizations. One is Telangana Kala Parishad, where Kala Parishad will be concentrating on the cultural exchange of different states and nations. And we want to empower the culture and heritage of every nation. We respect and value of every culture. So every culture of every nation. So that we are taking up, and we know Rajarav sir has been applauded, means appreciated by chief ministers, president of India, and he is been invited to different countries also. Because of the pandemic, he could not take it up. So definitely in very near future, we move to different nations, and whatever the objectives, whatever the aims, whatever the vision and mission we had, through Vishwa Humanity United International Royal Council, we are going to exhibit on a physical platform very soon. That is sure. During the pandemic, as a counseling psychologist, as a sister organization of Vishwa Humanity United International Royal Council, that is the Life Foundation, we have taken up many awareness programs, especially for girl children and women, how to take up their health. Because if women and girl children are vulnerable with their health or diseases, definitely I said economic status will be affected, especially the poor people who are under below poverty line. If their health is not good, already they are in the below poverty line and their economic status is too horrible and too bad, and they are suffering with different diseases, definitely it affects their lives. So we have taken up the awareness programs and we educated the girls and women, and also we supplied sanitary pads to girls and women below 50 years. That we earlier, when we have done survey in the slums and poor areas of Hyderabad and Secunderabad, we noticed that they use, during menstruation period, they use clothes. And you know pretty well, if the clothes are not dried properly under sun, especially they will be affected with the different type of organic related diseases. So we educated them. We have shown what is the importance of menstruation, how healthy they should take, they should be, and what type of diet they need to take. Such kind of awareness programs we have taken, and we have supplied sanitary pads, and we have shown the importance. And they were so shy to take the sanitary pads because they're not used to. And I said about the importance of sanitary pads, and I said not to be shy. It is our women, especially and girl children, need to understand what is the importance of sanitary pads and how they have to be hygienic during the menstruation period. Such kind of awareness programs also we have taken, and we have taken awareness programs even about health, the importance of their HB level, how they have to maintain, what type of diet, and we supplied good til laddus, that is sesame laddus and dry fruits. We tried our best level, at our level we supplied, and we have shown every time day I cannot supply, but I have shown the importance of peanut laddu, sesame laddu, and also a little dry. Of course, they cannot afford dry fruits, but very cheap. They can get resins or kismis. That I have shown how they can improve their HB level, and very easily they can get muraya leaves and all, curry leaves, and how to use them, how to make chutney powder. Such kind of awareness programs also we have taken up. The importance on the health, especially through diet. So in this way, whatever the words we said on Zoom platform, and we are implementing physically during COVID also. We moved to slums, we moved to servant-made houses, and we have checked their lifestyle, and we supported them through our organization. So physically, we have acted and we supported, especially during COVID, and we have seen that they're very healthy, and none was fallen prey to COVID. So that we can say very proudly, because we have taken up health and hygienic awareness programs in a poor community. So in this way, we have done the acts during COVID. In the pandemic time also, we've been physically, and we supported the vulnerable population of Hyderabad and Secunderabad. In this way, our organization, Vishwa Humanity United International Royal Council, whatever they say on Zoom platform, it is implemented physically, even pandemic situations. So thank you very much for giving this opportunity.
That's amazing, ma'am. It's overwhelming to hear whatever you said now. So some people are actually born for themselves, for learning, but some people are brought to this world for a very larger and a higher purpose. And I really feel that the Royal Council or Life Foundation is very lucky to have you and Dr. Raja Rao, who is really putting your heart out to reach out to the world and help them. I'm sure there are many leaders that are here, and there are many more people that are watching this, and they will also join us and join with us and contribute to this global cause. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So we know it is a very, very profound topic and a very, very sensitive one as well, which is common for everyone, which is the need of the hour. So why wait? We have our eminent guests that are lined up today to share with us the research, whatever they thought about the problems and whatever problem statements that they have derived and the possible solutions that they have in hand. Let's go with our first speaker of the day, the chief guest, Mickey D. Gulati from Canada. She's the owner and director of Design 8000 Beauty Academy, Design Academy of Drama for Film and Television, and owner and founder of Design TV. We welcome you to share your thoughts, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Anita, for that precise description. And I definitely agree with Dr. Caroline, where she has said education is very important. Thank you, Royal Council, for the World Peace Summit invite and for this amazing platform and the awesome contribution to humanity. A very good morning to all of you, the dignitaries, speakers, chief guests, and last but not the least, Rajarao sir. Thank you for considering me last moment. A very good morning here from Toronto. Ensuring healthy lives and promoting well-being at all ages is essential to sustainable development, I believe. And currently, the world is facing global health crisis. We all know that, and it is a very common topic, COVID-19, which is spreading human suffering, destabilizing the global economy, and upending the lives of billions of people around the globe. Before the pandemic, major progress was made in improving the health of millions of people. And yes, women health was the significant one. Right now, also, I believe being a woman, it is the most, if a healthy woman takes care of a healthy family. Significant strides were made in increasing life expectancy and reducing some of the common killers associated with child and maternal mortality, the killing of the girl child, to be very precise on this platform. But more efforts are needed to fully eradicate a wide range of diseases and address many different, persistent, and emerging health issues by focusing on providing more efficient funding of health systems, improve sanitation and hygiene, where I totally agree with Dr. Caroline, and increased access to physicians, which is very important. Significant progress can be made to help save lives of millions. Health emergencies such as COVID-19 pose a global risk and have shown the critical need of preparedness. The United Nations Development Program highlighted huge disparities in countries' abilities to cope with and recover from the COVID crisis. The pandemic provides a water-washed moment of health emergency preparedness and for investment in critical 21st century public services. I believe how peace contributes to health and well-being. Without peace, there can be no health. Basic human needs cannot be satisfied and fully met. Healthcare and public health services cannot be optimally provided, and healthy and safe physical and socio-cultural environments cannot exist at all. Therefore, peace by definition is a part of public health, and that is foremost. How can we maintain peace in the world? Starting by stamping out exclusions and bringing out true equality between women and men, mostly women, empowerment. And of course, a woman is always empowered. She just needs to know it. And to tackle the climate change, which also contributes, and control of arms sales, violence across the world, across the globe, and protect the political space as well. What is the importance of peace? I believe peace builds, restores, and strengthens. It's a bold, courageous, and ultimate response to the notion that violence provides any viable solution for the conflicts of our world. Where war destroys and tears apart, peace builds, strengthens, and restores. That is why peace is of utmost importance, and that is what your major topic is. Last but not the least, where I would say that education can improve health and well-being. Education can also lead to more accurate health beliefs and knowledge, and thus to better lifestyle choices, but also to better skills and greater self-advocacy. Education improves skills such as literacy, develops effective habits, and improves cognitive ability. So I would like to thank this platform, the Royal Council, Rajarao sir, to take this initiative where we can actually put ourselves across the globe. And thank you again for considering me. Canada stands by you. As an Indian, we were there and way to go. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot. That is actually a very crisp and a precise one that you had shared. So health cannot be looked at as a standalone component. You very clearly define how it has to be looked at with peace and so many other aspects which are important for a proactive measure than to look at just healthcare services, which is going to be a reactive one when someone goes through it. So we'll wait for the rest of our guests as well to share their thoughts to see what kind of solutions they have to offer to these points you've shared. Thank you so much. We're glad to have you here. So that is a great beginning. So let's move on to the chief guest and the next speaker, number 2 for the day. Let's welcome Dr. Aruna Vodkar. She is the founder and managing director of HETS, president of Karnataka Training and Development Council. She is a change maker, a transformational leader that enthusiastically participates and contributes to the council's sessions and activities on peace. Over to you, Dr. Aruna Vodkar, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Dr. Anita, for this warm welcome. And it's my pleasure to be on this wonderful platform to be sharing my thoughts and views on this. And beautiful words shared by Mickey Gulati from Canada. And yes, I agree to every point that education, and as Dr. Caroline also mentioned, education is the important key for any changes that we need to bring. Yes, that is how it is. And yes, good evening, good morning, and good afternoon to all the dignitaries across the globe. And yes, being given an opportunity to share my thoughts on this platform of World Peace Summit. Yes, we talk about peace. What is peace we are looking out for? It is a peace that is the prerequisite for any development as a whole, whether it is a family, whether it is a nation, whether it is a country, whether it is a state, whether it is a village, because every environment that we create is, or the fundamental of the society's progress is, as discussed, through education, and adding to it the value restructuring that comes with the good health and well-being of every individual. What do we understand by health? Health is nothing but is a state of complete harmony among in your own self of the body, mind, and spirit. How do you take care of your body? What are the positive things that you think in your mind and the spirit that you take it forward? That is the health. Again, as Tom Rath says, well-being is about the combination of our love for what we do each day, the quality of our relationships, the security of our finances, the vibrancy of our physical health, and the pride, each one of us, that we take in what we have contributed to our communities. Most importantly, it's about how these 5 elements interact. So very rightly said by Dr. Caroline is that when we talk about contribution to our communities, that is what we are looking out from each and every individual here, and we have to join hands to do that. But yes, as the SDG goal says, ensure healthy lives and promote well-being for all at all ages, regardless you're a kiddo, whether you're a young, whether you are middle-aged or you are old age. So when we are determined to foster peaceful, just, and inclusive society, we need to create that, which are free from fear and violence. As Ms. Mickey Gulati said, violence, abusive, women, how to protect women, very important. At the same time, there can be no sustainable development without peace and no peace without sustainable development. Why? Because peace is the key component of the sustainable development. Yes, today I'll be talking on Goal 3 to share a few thoughts as per the UN SDG Goal 3 that aims to transform our world to improve people's lives and prosperity on a healthy planet. And are we creating a healthy planet? That's a point to be thought of. It applies to all countries through partnerships and peace. And what are we doing on this platform today? Yes, we are partnering with people, with communities, with the governments, with the country higher authorities to partner and see what we can do to bring peace. This is where on what we are doing. Right now, we are spending hours together for this. Yes. So let us talk about the goal. Sustainable Development Goal 3 seeks to ensure health and well-being for all at every stage of life. Yes, as I said before, the goal addresses all the major health priorities, that is the maternal and child health, communicable and non-communicable environmental diseases, then the research and development assuring quality and affordable medicines and vaccines, as told earlier, increase health financing and strengthening capacity of all countries in health risk reductions. These are the goals that Goal 3 is taken up to make sure that every individual is able to pay for their health, able to take care of their health, and especially as we are all facing the pre and the post-COVID situations. Yes, when we come across with this COVID situations, we all have faced that. Many of our families have lost, many of them have come up with the side effects. How many people have been suffering with this, across the globe? As per the UN Office, the Outer Space Affairs, UNUSA, expert group of space and global health states, space technology has an impact on many domains of activity on Earth, including in the field of global health. And space technologies has an essential range of health applications, as mentioned, that is addressing issues related to vision, cognition, and disability assistance, monitoring factors that affect human health and well-being, like air quality and traffic, supporting health promotion and disease prevention through the use of the wearable monitoring devices. So we have many devices. You have devices to check your blood pressure. You have devices to check your diabetes. You have devices to check how your cardio works. Every aspect now, it has been taken care. But how far is it affordable by each and every one? That is the point that we need to think of. And also enabling remote healthcare. What is remote healthcare? Because the service is being given at your doorstep. Nobody needs to go to the hospital in order to stand in a queue and take appointments. They just come home, take your samples, and they just go and give you the reports. So that is where is important. More of that to come up. And when we talk about SDG goals, we are just talking, or are we really including these 17 SDG goals in our curriculum or in our syllabuses across the schools or the colleges? In what way? I just need to give a picture of the targets that the the health and well-being of the UN SDG Goal 3. We as schools, organizations, colleges, and institutions should definitely use these 13 targets. It's not a goal, but the targets that the Goal 3 has set, where each one of us can help to make sure that we can meet the global goals. And using these 13 targets, it helps to create action and to promote health and well-being for all. Target 3.1, as mentioned, maternal mortality. By 2030, to reduce the global maternity mortality ratio to less than 70 per 100,000 live births. Neonatal and child mortality by 2030, to reduce the death, as I said, killing of the child, girl child, and the fetus, and they just don't want to give birth to girls. So below 5 years of age, newborns or before birth, to reduce the neonatal or the child mortality. And as we see that you need to make it as low as 12 per 1,000 live births, and under 5 mortality to at least as low as 25 per 1,000 live births. Infectious diseases by 2030, the goal is, or the target is, to end the epidemics of AIDS, tuberculosis, malaria, and neglected tropical diseases that can combat hepatitis which was in one part of time, which was really very high, when everybody were not able to get what it is, waterborne diseases and other communicable diseases. Again, when we talk about diseases, there's another sector which is a non-communicable disease, which is 3.4 target. By 2030, the goal or the target is to reduce by 1/3 premature mortality from heart diseases, stroke, cancer, diabetes, and chronic lung diseases as asthma, mental health conditions by the treatment, and promote health and well-being. 3.5, substance abuse. We all know nowadays the youngsters are so very getting used to the alcohol, to the drugs, to the narcotic drug, as per the survey says. But then again, that has to be strengthened for the prevention and treatment of these substances. 3.6 target as the road traffic, because every day, so many people die of the road traffic accidents. How are we planning the traffic, the congestion of the traffic? Sexual and reproductive health, again, by 2030, ensure universal access to sexual and reproductive health care cases, where we need to think upon the family planning, information and education, and the integration of reproductive health into national strategies. 3.8, universal health coverage. Achieve universal health coverage, including financial risk protection, access to quality, essential healthcare services, and access to safe, effective, quality, and affordable medicines. Yes, how far we have to check on other dates on this, the manufacturing dates are very carefully monitor that. And then are we really taking the right medicine? Because many times we have seen so many frauds or so many, unwanted happen with the families because they are given the wrong treatment, they take wrong medicine, that turns to something. So how well are we educated, or how well are we bringing that awareness? How do you go ahead with the right treatment? Again, next is target 3.9, reduce illness and death from hazardous chemicals and pollutions. This is again, when we are naming these as targets, each one is related to the 17 SDG goals, which are, again, as I always mention, it is interconnected, interlinked with each one. So by 2030, substantially reducing the number of deaths and illnesses from hazardous chemicals and air, water, and soil pollutions and contaminations. Are we really working towards it? We really need to check on that. And 3.A, apart from the 3.9 main targets, 3.A says, implement the framework convention on, again, tobacco control. Smoking is injurious to health. We see movies, they mention that smoking is injurious to health, but how well are we bringing that awareness to the society? How well, because we find that more into the BPL category and the middle class category, that they are so much, used to the smoking. How well are we bringing that framework from the, even the World Health Organization is working. 3.B, that is supporting research development and universal access to affordable vaccines and medicines. So as we all have really literally witnessed the vaccinations that came across in phases, because we have to be ready for the further any diseases that are coming in. How well are we strengthening the research and development, the medical research and development? How well are we strengthening that? Are we looking into that? Because once the disease comes, then a couple of people die. That is what has actually happened even for the COVID. It could be, a disaster. 3.C, substantially increase health financing and the recruitment, development, training, and retention of the health workforce in developing countries, especially in the least developed countries. So financing, what is that financing? Because every village or every district or every state has their own drawbacks, because of the economical status. So when you pay, you encourage them to take care of their health, the workforce that they're working with you. You cannot, you need to know that you need to maintain more people in order to take care of many more people. So that's where it is has to be worked on. 3.D, emergency preparedness. What is emergency preparedness? Improve early warning system and global health risk, strengthen the capacity of all countries. In particularly developing countries, yes, to some extent, but the underdeveloped countries really have to get that early warning, which can have the risk reduction and management of the national and the global health risks. So yes, all these are the targets, but how are we going to really work out on these? How are we going to really bring thoughts to eradicate or small steps to bring these, to implement these? These are some of my thoughts that I'm just putting it across. That is number one. Number one is to stay updated. That is what is happening around us. It is very important. Getting to know, getting yourself updated, bring out the big ideas and remarkable campaigns that helps to drive progress towards the global goals. It's not only this, but all the goals. So the bigger the community come up with passionate people all out there today, each one of the dignitaries here present who can share the same hopes for people and create the planet for the future and create the planet for your own self. Let us stay updated. Spread the word. What are we doing today? When I'm talking, when other dignitaries will be talking, it is spreading the word. It is spreading the awareness. The more people who know about the global goals, the more we can achieve and the higher the chances for us to creating a better world for everyone by 2030. By talking to everyone, by taking actions that you need to, and especially to the rural and the semi-rural areas, because they are less educated, and yes, then being, they may be literate, but not, but they need to know what is happening because they would not be able to stay updated as we in the urban areas. Show your support. How do we show our support? This is one example what we are doing on this World Peace Summit. That is, we need to bring up or show your support through exciting projects, and every organization can create campaigns going on around the world that bring people together to tackle these global goals. Implementing actionable projects on sustainable development goals in K-12 institutions and colleges. How we can lend your voice, lend your skills, help them to lend their voice, their skills, again, along with your skills as well, and your imagination, bringing it into practicality, and make an initiative to make sure that innovative ideas can be done to make the risk lesser, to reduce the risk. Initiatives by local authorities in order to achieve sustainable development goals are meaningful to realize regional revitalization. Now we are talking about global. It has to, again, chunked out into categories, from the village to a district to a city to a town to any. We have to think, how are we working on that? We need to think on how we can proactively achieve peace, leveraging SDGs at present in the post-COVID-19 world. So again, we pledge to foster intercultural understanding, tolerance, mutual respect, and an ethic of global citizenship and shared responsibility. That is what we need to bring in our children, our students, our college students, everywhere, wherever we are doing. It's not only being literate with your degrees, but yes, these are the initial thoughts that they need to be inculcated or instilled in them. We acknowledge the natural and cultural diversity of the world and recognize that all cultures and civilizations can contribute in their own way, and who are the crucial enablers of sustainable development at national, regional, and global levels. And again, one more thing, when we talk about good health and well-being, sports is an important enabler of sustainable development. We recognize the growing contribution of sports to the realization of the peace and its promotion of tolerance and respect, and the contribution it makes the empowerment of women, of young people, individuals, communities, as well as to health, education, and social inclusion objectives. So here, and we are all talking about it, it's a call for action to change our world. So here, what are the keys that is really to be thought of when we talk about health, well-being? Happiness is the highest form of health. And when can you be happy? When you have a job, when you are I'm not telling that rich, but then you know how your survival is going. You're happy with your survival. You know how you're happy with your family. You know that you're doing some societal cause. You know you're working for yourself. So happiness is the highest form of health. So a healthy lifestyle is the most potent medicine at your disposal. Because yesterday, when we are talking about the food, the poverty, each one of the dignitaries mentioned that, food is very important for our own lifestyle. What's the healthy food that we have to intake, but how economically we can make the food available, healthy food available to our society. So the happiness with the healthy is a working digestive system, an alkaline body, low stress, a long and deep sleep. Yes, but we have to awake and we have to be awake and awaken the society to bring in these SDG goals. I would like to conclude saying that we as researchers, educationists, academicians are setting out a supremely ambitious and transformational vision by spreading awareness of the 17 SDGs, which are indivisible but integrated to build a world where human habitats are safe, resilient, and sustainable. Can we give a thought to that? So in order to give a thought, let us educate and transform every young mind to bring in the transformational change, to inculcate, implement, and instill that how important it is to fulfill the need of the hour and future world peace. So let us imagine all of us, by 2030, peace is a feeling that you have on a quiet Sunday morning as you sit on a deck in the woods or your balcony and watch the birds. Peace is when a war between two countries ends and we all get along in harmony and bring in a state of tranquility, quiet. For instance, the state free from civil disturbance. So yes, thank you so much. Here, I have just, given my share, my thoughts. Thank you so much. Dr. Anita, over to you.
Thank you, ma'am. See, they say that if you're aware of the problem is half solved. So thank you so much for reiterating these points, the subsections of the SDG Goal 3. So thank you for that. And you've given a lot of information around innovation and getting into different segments of the society, how social, economic, and political intervention, to make this part of the curriculum, how this can really help the society to address this very fast, because we only have 8 more years to go for us to achieve the goal. We need to do it well ahead of time than the goal. So that's when we would be exceeding the goal itself. So thank you so much. Let me call the next guest, who's a very, very powerful person. So let me call upon Professor Raghunath. He is a psychologist, an NLP practitioner, Chief Mentor, Sports Education, Sports Academy Association of India, Golden Ambassador of UN Social Council, Yemen, Working Chairman, South India, Anti-Crime Organization, Nutrition Ambassador, the World Academy of Food Security and Social Peace. I think I need 30 more minutes to complete his introduction. So let me pause here. And his contribution to the society is massive, commendable, and inspiring. Over to you, sir, we are waiting to hear from you on your thoughts.
Thank you, Dr. Anita, and all my friends all over the world. I hope our sir is also there. I mean, I couldn't see him. Okay. Anita Raju ma'am, see, the thing is, you are okay. but I should really evaluate whether I am okay. Am I right? You are okay, but I should evaluate whether I am okay. If you can do this, definitely you can avoid so many war in the world. Am I right? If one concerned person evaluated his mental health, definitely we can avoid so many war, especially the war which is going there with Ukraine and Russia. You can understand. There are 4 types of, mental health, or rather the mental stages, which I want to tell you. That is another Raju ma'am. You are okay, I am not okay. Then it's a big problem. You are okay, I am not okay means that's a big problem. Then suppose if I feel that I am okay and you are okay, not okay, then it's also another problem. I am okay and you are not okay. Then the big problem always comes, and I am not okay and you are not okay. So we should see that, in the world, the concept of I am okay and you are okay should be developed. See, when we talk about the health, definitely there are 2 sides of the health. One is the physical health and second one is the mental health. Whereas, ma'am, I want to tell you, nowadays we are not at all giving any importance to our mental health at all. Hope Anita ma'am knows the problems which we are facing as far as the mental health is concerned. You know, Anita Raju ma'am, China is the most populated country. So we should expect more mental health issues in China. Whereas the truth is, more than the China, the mental health issues, when it is coming to the point of India, it is more. As per the WHO report, it is observed that once you take 6 people, 1 person is having either psychiatric or psychological issues. And of course, we are always discussing the fact that when we are improving, right, the educational background, or we call it literacy, right, the mental health will be increased, or that will be more than any other states or any other country. But I will quote a real example, and Raju ma'am, you will be surprised to know this. You know, as far as India is concerned, the most literate state, it is Kerala. And the most illiterate state is, as far as my knowledge is concerned, it is Bihar. Am I right, ma'am? Yeah. So I want to really quote one interesting thing. That is, literacy rate is not going to increase the mental health. That's why I'm quoting this example. As far as the suicidal rate is concerned, right, Kerala is number 1. And Bihar is the lowest one, along with some other states. So please understand that literacy alone is not going to improve your mental health, for which you have to require some other aspects, which should be educated or given, especially during the adolescent days. During the adolescent days, I think that Anita Raju ma'am, I don't know your specialization. You might have heard about the life skill education, right? The life skill education should be given all over, the schools as well as the +2. It should be included along with the syllabus, so that one thing I want to tell you, the mental health importance can be, given, especially in India, and not only India, all over the world. So it should be the part of the syllabus itself, because we are all proud about our, the standard of the other health, physical health, whereas the vaccination, everything. Whereas when it is coming to the point of mental health, nobody is taking care of it. And of course, the availability of the psychologist, psychiatrist, and the mental health worker, when it is coming, comparing to the any other specialty, it is also very low. And moreover, Anita Raju ma'am, I want to tell you one interesting thing. We society, I am also a teacher, I am also a professor. We always are, and even the parents, even the father and mother, all educating only one thing to the youngsters that, yes, have a successful thing, get a good pass mark, get a high, rather the flying colors in your plus 2 examination, graduation, post-graduation, etc. But we never teach the adolescent or the concerned person how to face the failures also. This is a very important aspect which I want to tell you. If you don't educate this, definitely the balancing between the mental, this thing, that is the success and failure will not be available, especially with the youth. That is really creating the problem all over the world, not only in India. It is also creating all over the world. You know, money is not only the criteria for, happiness or rather the mental health. If money is the criteria, Anita Raju, you can understand that one of the advisor of our, the greatest, person, the Reliance Ambani group, we might have heard about, there was an advisor. Now he really quit all this vice presidentship or the advisorship of the Ambani group, and he now become a saint. So money is not only the criteria, or not only the position is the criteria which is going to give you happiness, whereas you have to work your emotional quotient. That is also very important. Every people or every person, every profession is very much concerned about the physical health, but nobody is much worried about the mental health. So we are supposed to give more education, more concentration in the mental health, so that when success is coming, yes, they can take it in a right way. And when the failure also there, definitely they should be able to face the failure also. So there should be a immune capacity mentally. Not only the vaccines are going to create an immune capacity, where a certain situation also going to create mental immunity. That is very much required. That should be the part of the education, not only in plus 2, not only with the high school standard. It should be even included with the graduation level also. That is my opinion. I think, see, Anita Raju ma'am, we have allocated only the 10 minutes for a speaker. That is what I understand. So I don't want to take much of the time. Definitely with some other, a seminar, we will talk about a lot of interesting things about the psychology aspect. Once again, I repeat one more interesting thing. You have to take care of your mind from today onwards. Mind the mind. That is my message as a psychologist and as a professor. Mind the mind. Because mind is your best friend. Joseph sir, mind is your best friend when it is under your control. And mind is your worst enemy when it is not under your control. So you start minding the mind today so that more mental health is there. And I believe one interesting concept also. If the mental is totally taken care of by the people, automatically other aspects also will be taken care. Even the physical health also will be taken care. So with only the education, you cannot improve the mental health. That is a big example from Kerala and Bihar. Because now Kerala is having a district called Koilur that is considered to be the #1 district as far as the suicide is concerned. So please see that the mental health importance are given along with the syllabus so that the people naturally will get the happiness and the well-being. Definitely other aspects will come nicely. Thank you, Anita Raju, ma'am, and for giving me a chance. Definitely we will meet in some other time. Nice of you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. I can't agree more because I'm also a life coach and an NLP practitioner as well. So I've been, I'm talking about this to multiple people, and I've been creating awareness around this. So creating pseudo status, creating statements of what really gets you to the topmost position or to earn more, than to direct the society towards happiness, derive happiness out of everything that you do, how you can be stable and how you manage yourself in a way that you feel happy wherever you are. So making peace with yourself. So those are, very profound thoughts that you had shared, which will automatically, they also say that mind determines your metabolism too. So the moment you take care of that, it also is taken care in parallel. So thank you for your thoughts, sir. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. In fact, I was searching your name. I couldn't see you. In the video. Nice of you, sir. We will meet in. Oh, yes, sir. Thank you. Nice of you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Please take care and get well soon. So we'll move to the next guest. Let me call upon Dr. Dipti R. Badoria, the founder, chairperson, Videv Tejaswini Foundation, chancellor at Virtual University for International Relations, vice chancellor of ITMUT Institute Conipa Council, Brazil. She's a member of World Parliament, deputy country coordinator of Youth Crisis Awareness and Peace Forum, India. She is a national awardee at Global Icon Award by Anti-Corruption Foundation of India, Noble Asian Award. She has also got awards such as Nari Shakti in 2019. And she has received many other awards and accolades to her credit. And to cover all of that in the session is not going to be easy. So I call you to share your 2 cents with us. And we'd be happy and we'd be delighted. Thank you.
Good evening to everyone. Thank you so much, Anita Raju ma'am, for the lovely introduction. Well, I am not a very good speaker, but I am a very good listener. Apart from this, yes, namaskar. This is Dr. Dipti R. Badoria, Chancellor of ITMUT Institute Conipa Council. So today I am here to share some of my views. As I have heard so intellectuals here, they have shared so many informational stuffs from here. So I would also like to share some of my view on Sustainable Development Goal 3 regarding good health and well-being, which ensures healthy life and promote well-being for all at all ages. Poor health constitutes suffering and deprivation of the most fundamental kind, being made in increasing life expectancy and reducing some of the common killers associated with the child and maternal mortality, as already said by the earlier speakers. Despite global progress and increasing proportions of child deaths occurs globally, we have made immense progress globally in finding newer treatments, vaccines, technologies, healthcare, but universal affordable access to healthcare remains a challenge. Now, why it is important? Not only does disease impact the well-being of an individual, it burdens family and public resources too much. It weakens the societies also and squander potential. The health and the well-being of the people of all ages and the development, sustainable development, protection and disease is not only fundamental to survival, but enables opportunity for everyone and strengthen economy, growth and prosperity as well. A holistic approach of the better health will require ensuring universal access to healthcare and to making medicines and vaccine affordable. It also calls for the renewed focus on mental health issues. Goal 3 also aims to substantially reduce the numbers of death and illness caused by air, water, soil pollution, and contamination, as earlier said by Aruna Vadkar ma'am. So now, closing to the noted topic, SDG 3, it is a feeling of well-being and fundamentally to the overall health of the individual, enabling them to successfully overcome difficulties, achieve what they want out of it. So thank you so much for hearing patiently. Thank you so much, and heartfelt thanks to the dear brother Rajalao and Caroline ma'am for the wonderful invitation. Thank you so much. Best wishes and regards. Namaskar. Over to you, Anita ma'am.
Thank you so much. And though you started your speech saying that, no, I'm not a good speaker, I'm a good listener. So a good listener is, I mean, at a very, very important aspect for you to be a good speaker as well. So, and you also shared your thoughts very well, okay, in a very crisp manner. So thank you so much for your thoughts. And we will move on to the next speaker now. We're excited because so many intellectual people and humanitarians that contributed a lot on this space is there with us. So I'm going to call a special guest who's not there on the agenda, who is going to share with us a few thoughts. Let me call upon Tiana Jones to share her views on this topic, SDG 3. Welcome you, Tiana.
Thank you for having me here with you all today. I just want to thank Dr. Caroline and Raja. Thank you for having me. It's a major impact what you are doing here today for world peace. So sustainable goal 3 is very important. Our health and our well-being, which is the mind, body, spirit, and information that travels within the heart. This is very important to connect all elements to accept that our health is our major impact that gives global peace. With our hearts, connecting with our minds and the development from our thoughts and our emotions, we have to decide what is key here. Every thought we have, every second of every day, we are accountable. We are accountable for our actions. We are accountable how we treat each other and how we accept humanity, how we accept humanity in our emotions and our thoughts and our minds. And we need to understand that God exists within the living. Once we are able to spread this awareness worldwide for global peace of all lives do exist and women's lives do exist, there will be an impact for peace to exist within. As a spiritual being and able to accountably understand people's emotions, everyone can tap into the advantage of evolution with God. With what's gone on through COVID-19, we see that people are deciding to act upon their emotions. Either they're going more to the energy of positive energy, or they're going more to the light mass of negative energy. We do have a chance to spread this awareness. Technology has given us that opportunity virtually. Sustainable well-being is deserved with every human being, as it is a human right, as it is a human right for all people to accept what they cannot change, and that is God's existence. And with the living, we can all overcome all life circumstances. We've been through enough as the years have been impacted, as the circumstances have been controlled. Now is the evolutionary time and revolutionary time to assemble for global peace. On this platform here today, we have all decided to create purpose, giving sustainable goals as an impact of through the United Nations platform and also through the World Peace Commission platform. NGOs, other organizations decide to unite for global peace. Everyone deserves sustainable health, but they deserve the information that is given here through all speakers. And all speakers have human rights to be able to assemble for peace. Please give gratitude and give appreciation to God, our living God, who exists within all of us. We have the accountability and the functions of elements to create an impact of choice. This is now a choice to develop good, substantial goals for yourselves in your communities, in your lives, to make sure that you all are eating healthy, correcting your mindsets, and correcting your emotions. With the train of thought of acceptance in your heart, you can overcome any negative thought that's in your mind. And with these emotions, you will be able to complete the sustainable goals with an impact greater than you ever thought it could happen, sooner than later. So I am here today. My name is Tiana Jones, also known as Callie Faye, with Cali Girl Books LLC Publishing in the United States. And we are here to unite people for global peace. We are here to remind people that you all have a choice and you all have a development that exists within yourselves. If you can all tap into your own inner power, but to be accountable for that there is only one God, and to accept the thoughts and the process of your mindsets, you can do anything to achieve this goal for day 3. The choice is yours. The impact is yours. But do yourself a favor. Give the service of your humanity to humanity, because all lives do exist and women's lives do exist with equality. It doesn't matter what purpose of culture, what purpose of color, or what purpose of gender. We all can come together and unite for global peace here on this platform and many platforms using technology and media. This is a great chance to spread the light and to spread the love and to spread the communications of information. Do yourself some justice. All people deserve health and well-being. Control your thoughts. Remind yourself of God's existence every day throughout the day. Utilize prayer as a freedom of speech and also a human right, and continue to give yourself that much power back to help create value, to spread global peace that exists within yourselves. We all have a chance to create value in this world, and we all have a purpose. Tap into your true potential of purpose, and you will have the best health and the best well-being that you could potentially have. It all depends on your mindset and your emotions to continue to regroup and categorize yourself as a living human being with God's existence inside of you all. Thank you, and I respect you all today and hope that you all make the right choice. Thank you.
Thank you. That's a powerful message. And I had a feeling that someone got inside of me, and it was a hardcore, actually. So it's a very, very profound message where the body, mind, and soul, if that is in alignment with the universal energy, where whatever is drawn from the universal energy will be positive, and if that is spread across, there will only be peace, and peace will prevail. So draw towards your purpose, your larger purpose, or your higher purpose in life, and go towards that, and don't be at the transactional level, which is very important. That not many people know about this at the early stages of life. But if we educate people, if we create awareness around it, that's a great impact it will have in the society. So this will really help for world peace and also for health and wellness. Thank you for your wonderful message. Thank you, Dr. Rajaram. So it's time for me to call upon my friend, Mr. Tarun Tiwari, who's our co-host and moderator, to lead the sessions from now. Welcome and thank you so much.
Thank you, Anita ji. Thank you so much. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. First, I would like to thank Raja Rao sir before I start, and Vishwa Humanity United International Raul Council for organizing this great event, World Peace Summit 2022. And today is the third day, and the theme is SDG3, Good Health and Well-Being. Friends, as our chief guest, all high esteemed dignitaries shared about their knowledge, their experience. It's really awesome experience, you know. And today, out of 11 guest speaker and keynote speaker, we have 9 women. 9 women, and women are changing the world. And we can see that true example in Dr. Miki, Dr. Deepti, and all other special guests. Now it's turn for keynote speeches, and we have very talented Dr. Pallavi Vasudha Viswasji with us. She is founder of Happy Harmony. So I would like to call Dr. Pallavi Vasudha ji for sharing her precious thoughts. Welcome, madam.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and a big namaste from the land of happiness and harmony, India. I'm Dr. Pallavi Vasudha Vishwas, founder of Happy Harmony, internationally certified harmony happiness coach and a work-life harmony expert. Thank you, Dr. Rajarao Pagdipalli and Dr. Caroline, for giving me this opportunity at this World Peace Summit to share my thoughts. And today's SDG is good health and well-being. This so resonates with the kind of work that we all are doing and the thoughts that we all are sharing over here. And especially I chose this goal to speak about because this was something is very, very close to my heart. And being a harmony happiness coach, well-being is the most important pillar of happiness, because I feel happiness is the harmony of a healthy mind, body, and soul, which reflects the inner beauty. So we all, when we are thinking about what is good health, what is well-being, and how necessary it is, I feel it is utmost necessary because of what we all are striving in our lives, the peace. Unless we aim for good health and well-being is not something that we could achieve in a day or a two, it is something that we look for a holistic well-being. And that is why when well-being is thought about, it is not only physical well-being, but it is a whole gamut or a whole umbrella of the emotional well-being, the physical well-being, the social well-being, the societal well-being, and the workplace well-being. Now, what exactly is each one of us aiming at? Firstly is physical well-being, because physical well-being is unless you have a healthy body, the energy, the enthusiasm that you need to carry on the day-to-day activities, and where eminent speakers have spoken about having a healthy mind, is all because of that healthy body, which we are aiming for. So a healthy physical well-being is improving the way of living, the way of eating, the way of having balanced meals, and where we've spoken so much about how you can go about having a healthy nutrition, having a healthy day-to-day eating habits. So if we feel, what do you most treasure in your life? Do you treasure your house? Do you treasure the worldly pleasures? Or do you treasure the things that you have? I'm sure each one will say that I treasure my body the most. So are we taking care of our body rightly? Are we doing everything that is necessary to have a physical well-being? We all know the importance of exercise. We all know the importance of having balanced meals. So how do we go about it? Simple 10 minutes that we could have me time, which is very, very important, because I believe having at least 10 minutes for yourself, it could be anything. Of course, meditation and everything, people might feel, is it really necessary for physical well-being? It is. Because meditation calms your mind, it calms your body. Now, when we have to speak, many of us feel the palpitations. Oh my God, I have to speak now. And you see that the palpitations are increasing, there is anxiety. Will I be able to speak what I have decided for myself to deliver today? And that's when you tell yourself that I am going to do well. So that is also a part of calming your mind. Having those breathing exercises for yourself is also a part of physical well-being, and which doesn't count for much time. Just making a daily habit of me time will go a long, long way. So it's never too late to begin with physical well-being and doing the right things, eating healthy foods, detoxing your body. Detoxing could also mean social media detoxing. When you get up, how many of us fetch the phone to see, oh my God, I must have missed out so many messages during the night. So it's a quick, like we just take the phone, so let's detox for that particular me time. It could just be 10 minutes, 15 minutes, half an hour. And of course, having a nutritious breakfast that you could have made for yourself and for your family. And I'm sure this is going to set the tone for the day. And when you are physically fit, you can move on to your emotional well-being, which we all are aware that EQ is at most important. Now, what is emotional well-being? It could be, how do I manage myself, my emotions, the ways I go about when I'm feeling low, when I'm feeling high? How do I go about all these emotional techniques? How do I practice resilience? What a better example is this COVID example that we are, not an example, it is a day-to-day thing that we all of us gone. The resilience that we had for ourselves, the resilience that our families have shown with us, the resilience that our loved ones have been with us, the support that we've got during these most challenging times is a perfect emotional well-being example. And if we are able to take care of this emotional well-being, this is not only going to help in our day-to-day lives, but it is at most important for having that peace of mind that which each one of us is looking forward to. Because emotions, when they go haywire, emotions, when you are in turmoil, I'm sure we have experienced that at some phase of our life. The struggles of our life, the obstacles of our life, how well we can comprehend our emotions, how well we can manage our stress, how well we can adjust to the changes. We all of us are meeting online across the boundaries, across the mindsets. So this is the change that we are welcoming for ourselves. How well can we adjust to this change, manage this change, and change for the betterment is all about emotional well-being. This emotional well-being is most treasured for me because I feel emotional well-being also gives you that independence of thoughts, independence of expressing yourself in the right way rather than reacting, responding. Responding to stress is something that each one of us should strive for, because managing stress then becomes very, very easy. Because I believe managing stress is not to be stressed about it, but manage stress with a smile. And when you're emotionally so fit, you will see that the circle that you are there, they are also happy to have you around. Because emotional well-being is sought after with happiness skills, your mindfulness skills, positive thinking skills, and resilience skills. The mindfulness of being in the present now. I'm being present over here. I'm listening to all the eminent guest speakers, everybody, and I am enjoying this. This is giving me happiness. This is giving me those resilience insights. This is giving me those positive thinking insights that is going to go a long way in my social well-being. That's the next well-being. What is social well-being? It is the ability to communicate. We all are social animals. We all love to are surrounded by people. So how do we develop relationships, meaningful relationships, maintain a support network that helps you overcome loneliness? And how do you build this social well-being? It is practicing gratitude. Gratitude I practice daily. This is something that I begin my day with and end my day with. Having a gratitude journal or just saying a few words of gratitude. I'm blessed to be breathing today. I'm blessed that I have woken up today to this beautiful morning. I'm blessed to see the sunrise. I'm blessed that I'm leading a happy life. So it's just this meaningful gratitude that you have, because it's not happiness brings you gratitude, but it's the other way. Gratitude brings you happiness. And this technology also that we all of us are experiencing, how well we are able to manage the relationship with technology is really, really a matter of fact. Because that is also social well-being. How much are we addicted to the social media? How much are we giving into this relationship with that social media that it is deciding upon the likes, the algorithm of likes and dislikes in our own personal life? The likes and dislike until the social media is okay, but when it starts affecting our personal lives, the algorithm of peace changes. And where all of us are working, so workplace well-being is very, very important. I've written a book on From Hustle to Harmony, my debut book, and this speaks about workplace harmony and workplace being. Because I believe it's more than balance, it is harmony. Sorry, how well you are able to balance your work, how well you are able to harmonize your a personal life so that you lead a happy life. That is what all is workplace well-being. And the last but not the least is societal well-being. We are living with values. We are living with a purposeful life. We are living for our family. We are living for the society. We are living for the world peace. So all this, I feel, is a harmony of well-being that we all aim for, and peace will only be sought when all this is harmonized well. Thank you so much for having me over here. It's been a wonderful. Thank you, Dr. Raja Rao and this World Peace Summit for having me. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Great, madam. Great inputs. And we are very excited and happy to see your not only face, your valuable thoughts and, what you said, me time, meditation, calmness, every of your point is superb and very useful. I think we are very blessed to have great speakers like you.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Oh my God. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. And I'm always there, sir. Whenever we are having a session, I'm always there. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pallavi Madam and Raja Sir. Thank you so much. And now it's time to call great international speaker from our own country, Dr. Supriya Kumar Velanchi.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Tarun, for inviting me. And may I have the privilege to share my screen?
Sir, with your kind permission, very small slide Dr. Supriya wants to show.
All right. Thank you so much. Hope my screen is visible. All right. So, a very good evening from India. And once again, thank you so much, Mr. Raja Rao and my favorite Caroline ma'am for rendering me this beautiful and golden opportunity to share my views on the very need of the hour topic, SDG 3. And why I have taken SDG 3, you will come to know in this journey. So let's take a deep dive. And I'm very excited to take you all on my journey on SDG 3, that is Sustainable Development Goal 3. We all know, and we all are, you can say, master in knowing the thing that what we are talking about. And we know that it is one of the very important goals, if I say important, but why I am emphasizing on this particular goal, you are going to watch with me. All right, health is wealth. We all know, without health, nothing is impossible. I am telling you one thing, nothing is possible or impossible is a second way. If I am not healthy, if you are not healthy, we are not going to host or speak on this show. Similarly, when we talk about health, people get confused about their physical being. I have met so many people and they say, we are healthy, we are doing yoga, we are doing meditation, but in fact, more than your physical being, when your mental being is get disturbed or they're not in a perfect balance, I won't think that the person is healthy. And as one of the eminent speakers, Dr. Pallavi Vasudha spoke about mental being, and I reciprocate the same. You have to be healthy, wealthy, and then you can be a wise person in today's scenario. So the SDG 3 says only one thing, to achieve a universal health, and that is irrespective of your caste, religion, your nationality, and your gender. Whether you're a man, woman, or child, health is your right word. You have to be healthy with your physical appearance or mental appearance. And if I am not wrong, I'm not going to speak all this, blah, blah, blah. The basic root of any SDG, and especially to my SDG 3, is be healthy. But how? We have chalked out so many plans, so many policies. You know, n number of policies we will see. The basic root is discipline, your lifestyle. How many of you are, including me, have become a night owl in this COVID? Earlier, I won't lie, I'm speaking bluntly on this platform. I know I'm going live. Earlier, everyone, even including me, I am sharing myself, we will wake up early in the morning, we will chalk out our yoga, walking, everything. But due to this COVID, we got disturbed. And you know, somewhere we lost that old routine. And we all become a night owl, WhatsApp, Facebook, everything. So this we have to listen We have to see whether a technology is a boon or a bane. And that's totally depends on you, how you are taking your journey. And if I talk about the challenges of SDG3, it's always been a talking out so many plans, but not implementing it. Fundings in both the amounts and patterns that we have to initiate and work on it. Making the plans is very easy, but firmness of mind and promptness of action leads to success in any sustainable development goal. We have to execute the plans which we are making. We have to take it on the above level, not by just speaking, but by action. And action speaks louder than words. And here I will say only one thing, since it's my small PPT and most of the eminent speakers, I am ready to hear. Thank you. Be healthy, be disciplined, because health is wealth, and we all know, and we have to move on. So thank you so much once again, my dear lovely friends. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Supriya Madam. This health is wealth is very common, but most averting word from the speaker, and you said it. And Madam, I want to thank you for your precious presentation and the point discipline. Discipline is essential to achieve anything. Discipline is the key. And thank you so much, Madam. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Raja sir. And this session is charging up, heating up with great presence of great leaders, great women leaders, change makers. And now the turn is Dr. Abhaya Ranjan Patnaik sir. He is a social activist and he has many qualities. I would like to tell all the audience that Dr. Abhay Ranjan ji worked for human rights as a human rights defender. He is ambassador at the World Leader Forum. He worked as National RTI Forum and Gandhi Peace Foundation Nepal also. Welcome, Dr. Abhay Ranjan sir. Welcome you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You can unmute, sir.
Oh. Your voice is breaking, sir. It's not audible.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Right now you can hear me?
Yes, you are visible.
Yes.
Sir,
Because right now
I would
very
like
high.
Sir, please stop your video and with your audio we can continue because of this network issue.
Okay. Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir, please.
Hello.
Yes,
Should I
sir.
stop video?
Yes, sir.
Can I go ahead? Can I go ahead?
You please rejoin Ranjan sir. And meanwhile, Dr. Ranjan is rejoining.
No.
So as Dr. Patnaik is rejoining us, I would like to call our next speaker, great speaker, Miss Harini Ramanathan, Madam. She is founder of Viva Educational Services Corporation, and I would like to invite the great lady with great mind. Welcome, Madam.
Thank you, sir. It's my pleasure, and thanks for inviting me to be a speaker. It's an honor to be here today, and I would like to just share the screen to give a small about the intro about the topic which I'm going to speak. So many of us today, as of the topic goes, as I have to start, we have Sustainable Development Goal 3, which is health and well-being. And there I want to take you through a little bit in depth of which what is happening in Sri Lanka and how it has affected the health and the well-being. So we talk about the United Nations has put this 2030 by 2030 a lot of things to happen across the globe, but not always things goes by what we have plans, and the challenges comes up, and that's where which happens in all of our life. We plan something, we put goals, but the challenges comes. We that's how we learn. And I see this as a global challenge. It is not only pertain to Sri Lanka. Of course, Sri Lanka is going through it, but we as nations together can learn from Sri Lanka and avoid certain mistakes which we take into consideration, and also help Sri Lanka as a part of a neighboring country. It can happen to anyone, it can happen to any countries, but the mistakes they did, the decisions they have taken, all that has to be taken into account. So when we talk about Aruna Vadekar ma'am spoke a lot about the good health and well-being, the goals which have been planned regarding the child, infantry, marital, marriage, death, and as Pallavi ma'am also spoke about gratitude, we all could understand because we are all life coaches, we come from the same space, and we practice gratitude. And when sitting in India, when we see how other countries, other worlds are suffering, I think every one of us has to get into that gratitude to bring a lot of positive energy to the world, which when we start working towards that, it has been spoken by a lot of speakers. So I will take it into a very different perspective of what is being spoken, because Pallavi ma'am has given a very, very great thoughts about the mindset of keeping ourselves in a positive and gratitude mindset, which will, of course, as a person, bring a lot of good health to us and will help us for the well-being. But when we talk about one of the goal, I want to focus here. By 2020, the United Nations want to halve the number of global deaths and injuries from road traffic accidents. Of course, with respect to the road traffic accidents, we are still taking measures, but the number of global deaths, they want to make it half of it. But pathetically, the COVID came, and there was an increase. Though the other deaths came down, the typhoid, the malaria, whatever it is, because even getting a lot of typhoid has come down because we are not exposed. We didn't step out of the home, but predominantly there was a lot of death we had to face, and it's a major threat to the goal. And going forward, controlling the death aspect is one of the crucial things. So before pandemic, of course, the health sector was growing well, and in fact, it was a stage where doctors and scientists started feeling we are creating a shift in the medical world. And the COVID came, the challenge has grown, and still we have to continuously prove ourselves like how far we can go in terms of medical and development in science. So when we talk about Sri Lanka, when we get inside Sri Lanka, keeping this mental health and well-being and overall health and well-being as a goal, and the gap today which Sri Lanka faces, because the United Nations is trying to bring things closer, but things happen at one part in Ukraine, Russia, and other part in Sri Lanka and Syria, the wars are going. So everywhere, if you take Africa, of course, there is a lot. Yesterday, there was a lot of intake about how we should not waste the food and how we have to take care with respect to no hunger. Considering all in this to this, when we come to Sri Lanka, Sri Lanka was already having a lot of stress with respect to this, and poverty rate was relatively low. But until 2021, they were doing very good in strong health sectors. And lots of reports shows that there were a lot of care given for both the government hospitals and the private-based hospitals. So, but suddenly they went into the economic crisis. When we see what are the reasons, this were the reasons predominantly spoken about largely across the globe. So there is a shortage of the foreign currency and the twin deficit. So which happened, the budget was also not properly planned, and also the current account deficit, which they could not run the country, and the expenditure was more than the income. And of course, the government had to decide to reduce the tax so that I'm getting a little bit into economy, but because of the economic crisis only, the whole world also get into that well-being, because even if we have a financial crisis on our home end, at the home end, it puts a lot of stress for definitely for sure. So that's the same thing when the globally we are facing this economic crisis, or when a particular country, all the people there are going through a lot of stress actually. So it has affected all the sectors with respect to the Sri Lankan. So primary, what it has gone is the chemical fertilizers. They jumped. They wanted to evacuate, they ban all the fertilizers, but they realized the geopolitical conditions is not going to help them, and the crops they expected was not grown. They were not able to make the profit or the outcome, so they had to switch back. But within that span of years, the production went to a very low stage, and the daily wages affected, the footwear industry affected. We all know the handloom industry, where the yarn was actually exported from India for Sri Lanka, but because of the pandemic, because of all the global transactions stopped, they had to face a loss. And of course, tourism and tea, Sri Lanka tea, they were surviving a lot on this. And because of this, they had to stop. So when it sees some ratios, how Sri Lanka has gone to 100% of loss, like especially when it comes to the trade, it was 6.5% ban for the international travelers. Towards April 2020, when it was a peak COVID, it went to 100%. There was not even a few persons who were visiting Sri Lanka, and that took a lot of toll on the health sector to say. So how one area affects other area is what we have to see here. Of course, there are lots of talks going about this, but Sri Lankans are facing a very, very critical stage, not able to provide a regular medicines, and there are no heart surgeries, PT surgeries, other basic surgeries going to happen. But the people had to wait, like how we have waited during the COVID for many things. We have seen a lot of people. Still now the cases are continuing. The people have to wait because of the loss of resources. And so 90%, 95% of inpatient care and outpatient care was taken care at the public health facilities. But what they say is they need a lot of resources, especially, and the supply chain, which was stopped because of their insufficient funds, has to bring in. So, of course, each and every common man started facing this no inflation rate, which has affected them, and which has gone to the basics need, as like we all say, food, water. But doctor visits and medicines have even become increasingly expensive. And now the COVID spread. And of course, we all know how much we need to spend for COVID if it becomes life-threatening disease. We had to get admitted in the hospitals. And think about Sri Lanka, where already they are facing the economic crisis, and the hospital visits is going to cost them double, triple, which the burden falls on the common man. It's not going to affect anywhere. And the common man suffers from the physical well-being. He cannot do that. He gets into depression, anxiety, stress. How I'm going to survive with my family, and they are not able to get even the basic medicines. Is what. So, which has given a lot of psychological impact to that country. And what they say, it has also affected the MSME sectors, small entrepreneurs who are budding. Already they face a lot of challenges. They don't know what to have. And we have been talking about having a gratitude mindset and positive mindset. And they don't know whether they will be able to do the work for tomorrow. Who will buy them? Because they are not brought to the international markets. The country is not taking steps to show their small budding entrepreneurs the crafts, the handicrafts to our neighboring countries so that we can buy. There are people wanting to buy, but we don't know what is the what is the expert skills within Sri Lanka apart from the tourism and the tea, which we all commonly know. There are a lot of things to understand. The government has to take certain measures. And of course, with such a tropical climate, the people face a lot of burden in wearing the mask and other things which we also go through as a common man. And what I want to say is, any psychological effect, when your future is ambiguous, complex, and it is unpredictable, and especially if we as a person face trauma, the death of a loved one is going to bring an insecurity in us, which some of us have faced in this COVID. We have lost our relatives, parents, neighbors. That is going to bring a lack of fear, death, uncertainty, and ambiguousness, which every individual in Sri Lanka is facing that today. The global nation trying to do something, but the other end, it is going in the extreme opposite direction, which makes very tough for the United Nations to put things which cannot happen. It's going to happen through all of us coming together, putting our 1% point, not 1% will bring a small shift in that country. Because we can't be saying, oh, it's our neighboring country. What is going to bother us? It's affecting us also in a way which we can't even think. So, of course, there is going to be a lot of anxiety, stress, PTSD. The children will suffer. Today, in fact, we counselors, we always say the impact of COVID, we think we can manage. Still, some of us are struggling. We take medical help, some professional psychiatrist help, counselors help. But after 5 years, the children, what they have gone through, the traumatical phase in these 2 years, will come out as a PTSD symptom disorder that we have to figure it out. And think about this 2-3 years of economic stress that every individual in Sri Lanka might be facing if they are not wealth or secured in their home style, the lifestyle. We have to think a lot of even suicidal and dysfunctional impulsivity, a lot will happen. So, United Nations, they are open to help. United Nations are ready to help. India has already given 1 billion from our country and also. But the question is it going to the layman who is definitely in need? How can we work around this? Every country is ready to help. Nobody is going to say that we are not. Everybody, whatever the funds we have, the countries, but is it reaching the right persons? When it comes to the entrepreneurship, we talk about India. India is moving towards entrepreneurship. When entrepreneurship has to be seen as an very crucial factor in Sri Lanka at this point of time, because only entrepreneurs can increase the GDP of the country at this point of time. We don't know how. It's a strong, powerful industry, entrepreneurship. Every individual can start doing something, can work on the GDP. It will take time, definitely for sure, but there is an option. And a lot of entrepreneurs who have started business in the recent years, they had to shut down, which has happened across the globe. But these entrepreneurs need a lot of support, mental health support, counseling support to make sure that, yes, I can win. Because entrepreneurship is all about perseverance and hard work and dedication. They might lose it so fast because there is no way option open there, right? So what I would suggest, as a part of my suggestions with all the research I've done in the last few days, there should be NGOs working inside the country of Sri Lanka through other parts of the world, so that saying that the resources directly reach the people, how much ever we are going to spend. We can talk, we can say that I will do this, but whether it's reaching to the core person who are suffering is the question we need to think about before getting into this. And the geopolitical condition, the country has to decide whether the soil will help going towards agriculture part, changing the soil, going ban on fertilizers. They have done without random sampling tests, they have made a rapid decision and rapid change in the agriculture industry years back, for which the country is suffering as one of the reasons. That's not the major reason. And following sea farming methods like what Japan and other countries are doing, they have to learn and adapt. And finally, what I want to say, support small entrepreneurs in the MSME, as I said, to increase GDP. And the country can think of doing conferences and summit like this, bringing all the entrepreneurs of the locals to promote internationally, so that we people come to know what is there available, and they can start selling, they can start the livelihood on themselves without depending on the government at this point of time to survive for some more years until the government is going to give back their support on all areas which they have planned. So, and mental health care, and for women and children, the country has to open up to help seek support from us. There are a lot of life coaches in India. We are ready to support the country through online. Now, everything can be done online. They need some confidential support and shoulder to say, yes, we are there. Don't worry, things will change. That's the word they are looking to hear from us. And import of raw materials, taking care that the supply chain management will not stop on any reasons, will help the people, those who are dependent on the raw materials, to produce their own products and sell it. And focusing on tea plantation, bringing it, because they have all the resources. Sri Lanka is not deprived of resources for sure. They have the resources. Planning has to be done, and neighboring countries has to take care of their support, and their things are reaching to them. And that's what, thanks for to me listening very patiently. This is what I feel, the points I could collect from the few days working around it. And beyond this, there are a lot of things to be shared. And thanks. Let me not take so much time. Thank you so much for this great opportunity. Glad to be here and looking forward to learn more from every other speaker here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Harini Madam. And your research is really great. I visited twice Sri Lanka, and I treated a great Legion player, Sanath Jayasuriya, with Ayurveda. So this research is absolutely correct, and this is all because of corrupt politicians and all the reasons you mentioned here. And I want to thank again, especially for your thinking of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, bringing example of other countries here and offering your consultancy, your knowledge, volunteering other country also. This is very great, madam. This is really great. So proud of you. And a few words from Raja sir. Thank you, Raja sir. And viewers, guests, as this keynote speeches session is going on, I would like to call upon the beautiful lady, Miss Hardina Devi Norfia. She's not only entrepreneur, she's certified life coach, and she's a model also. Miss Hardiana Devi Norfika, please join.
Okay, thank you so much, Karan sir. Am I audible right now?
Yes, you're audible.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much for the introduction. Also, thank you so much for Dr. Caroline and Dr. Rajaro, sir, for giving me this opportunity. So, as all the speakers have said, the Sustainable Development Goal 3 or SDG 3 is ensuring a healthy and promoting well-being for all ages. And it combines two main ideas. The first, health is universal right, but it also an insurance capital that allows the settlement of the sustainable development of nation. And the second one is welfare is a state related to different physical or psychological factors considered separately or jointly. So physical well-being depends on general good health and the satisfaction of the body's primary needs, whereas the psychological well-being is a more abstract notion that depends on personal evaluations and can appeal to social or economic success, pleasure, and harmony with oneself, other person, or the environment. And individual and collective health and well-being constitute an extraordinary search that acts on social and economic development, bringing a return of better health and well-being of the population that enters it. And SDG 3 is also concerned with chronic disease, the use of tobacco, alcohol, and narcotics, mental health, as our speakers have mentioned about it, and also road safety and pollution. To a greater extent, SDG 3 also includes aspects related to universal social coverage, health financing, and also development of a healthy health system. And SDG 3 also refers to almost all other goals, either because it directly or indirectly influences them, or because the situation and condition of those goals have obvious repercussions on the health and well-being individuals and population. For example, climate change will have even health, and good health should favor a better resilience of the affected population. And there are examples like the phenomenon of a massive urbanization in different regions of the world will affect the health status of population as well, and particularly due to the air pollution and urban heat island phenomena. Intensive agriculture and livestock productions, while providing food resources for the world's population, may also contribute in part to the destruction of natural habitats and also biodiversity loss, and decreased water quality and soil erosion as well, if we don't maintain it as well. So am I allowed to share the screen? Okay. Is it okay to share the screen right now?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Okay. The SDG3 relates to almost all other goals, either because it directly or indirectly influences them, or because the situations and condition of those goals have obvious repercussions on the health and well-being of individuals and populations. And this is the table of the relationship between 16 Sustainable Development Goals and the one related to the health and well-being. Related to the goal first, poverty is the main cause of poor health, and its eradication should improve the overall health and reduce the health inequalities. Related to goal 2, the security is a major determinant factor of health. Goal 4, education is a major determinant factor of health and may contribute in the reduction of health inequalities. Goal 5, gender can be a barrier for accessing some types of service. which causes certain social exclusions. Women pertaining to some low or middle income countries are particularly exposed in terms of access to medical and social services. Goal 6, drinking water and sanitation are key factors for health and well-being and can contribute significantly to reduction of child mortality. Goal 7, climate change and non-renewable energies are the main threat sources for the human health and well-being in the next years. Goal 8, access to paid employee and decent working conditions determine the physical well-being for families, young people, and adults. Goal 9, durable practice and associated behaviors should help develop healthy and durable environments in the long term and minimize the effects of catastrophes. Goal 10, socioeconomic inequalities are important as inequality factors in health. Goal 11, more equitable policy decisions for reducing socioeconomic inequality should allow the reduction of health inequalities. Quality of housing, transportation, and access to green areas are important determinants of good health and well-being as well. Goal 12, the consumption of overuse of natural resources, including land use, inadequate food productions, and excessive dietary behaviors are source of bad health and a major threat both to climate malfunction to the development of epidemics such as obesity. The use of durable resources, agriculture, and livestock practice, and reasonable consumption, as well as a better redistribution of resources, should be encouraged. Goal 13, threats related to climatic malfunction and extreme events are included in the main sanitary factors of today's problem. Goal 14, overexploitation of the oceans affect the world food consumption and health consequences as well. Freshwater environments are the main cause of the infections and parasites, and their destabilization increase the health risks. Goal 15, the use and irrational land management are a threat to food and health security. Goal 16, the effect of governments and organized crime can paralyze citizen actions and contribute to the increase of crime and poverty. The last one is good governance and fair macroeconomic policies are determinants that generate the necessary social structures which enable citizens to project and build a good health and to live happily. So as you can see here, there are so many related issues related to the SDG3 and to all of the 17 sustainable goals by the United Nations. So we face 4 important challenges. First, purchasing change that focus on preventive action through the involvement of local communities. Why we need to involve local communities? Because together we can be stronger. That's all we need to involve local communities. For example, like this platform, we are together with all like-minded people from all over the world, and we try to share how powerful SDG and why we have to finish it by 2030. That's why it's really important to involve local communities. Second, leadership development aiming at a higher coherence and coordination among the goals to integrate different health determinants. So we have to develop leadership as well. As you have heard, maybe so many corruption cases in all of the world. And that's why it's really important. We have to maintain the leadership development in all states, not only for the citizen, but also for all the government. So we can find a balance for all of us. The third, integration of individual and people's rights. If we have put ourselves in a people's right, then we can try to balance all the things that we have to give to another people as well. And if we don't pay attention to human rights, and we might act on the mess of stuff, like we don't care what other people have been through, what other people can maybe seem to get later. So we have to get integration of individuals and people's rights, and we have to acknowledge and educate people, especially the young generation, about people's rights, and we have to maintain that we need to get to know the basic knowledge that we can consider that all people really deserve to get the same rights, no matter like the gender or the skin color or wherever they're from or whatever they culture from. And the last one is enlistment of civilian population and their guaranteed participation. So we have to really pay attention. And the problem with the SDG3 is not so many adequate source of data that we can consider to go to for further research. So we have to maintain the enlistment of civilian population and their guaranteed participation as well. So I'm going to share. Okay, so the SDG3 implementation of good health and well-being sanitation address the biomedical field and health-related research in an extensive way, addressing not only their topic and habits, but also their relationship with civil society. And the SDG3 questions, already stopped the screen, right?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ms. Tiana, for your valuable input. Thank you so much.
I haven't finished that. No, I haven't finished that. No, I just stopped share the screen.
There might be some technical issue as we are already running out of time. I need to tell all the audience that we have two more beautiful brainy minds here, Dr. Jayashree Kadambi and Dr. Raj Sangwan. So I would like to call Dr. Jayashree Kadambi. She is a special educator and she was a host moderator yesterday. So please welcome, madam.
Good evening. Namaste to all, one and all. I hope many of you will be celebrating Eid today. So Eid Mubarak to one and all. It's a pleasure to be here again on this platform. It's like a family here. So listening to all the speakers, it's been so delightful. And today's topic is good health and well-being. So as many of the speakers have already addressed, I think this is connected to, very much connected to yesterday's topic, hunger. Because the moment you have hunger, automatically that leads to low self-esteem, bad health and things like that, right? So even for us, even when we are hungry, we become very weak, right? If we cannot perform better in general. So just imagine there are so many people across the globe who are, poverty struck, and that is leading to malnutrition, bad health, and many pregnant women, they get weak because of the lack of nutrition. So they are not able to have a successful delivery, healthy delivery, and things like that. So why this health is very important? Because the first thing is, when we have good health, it strikes a good balance between the emotional and mental well-being for us to have an overall development. That is very, very important. And to have this proper health and well-being, what can we do? The first thing is, we have to make sure that people have basic food, at least 2 times they are able to eat. So if you find someone who's really hungry or something like that, please get them some food. Nowadays, this is another topic that I'm sure is one of the goals in these 18 days. We must have seen many of the children or people walking across the streets or near the traffic lights and all that. They keep begging. They ask for money. I'm sure all of you have come across this, right? So when we see such scenarios, my humble suggestion is, please do not give them money. Get them some food. because we don't know what they're going to do with this money. So, so it's better that we feed them and make them a little more, healthy and feel good. And coming to our own very homes, I have seen so many children, myself being a special educator, I see so many children having a lot of emotional disturbance, mental disturbance. These are all a part of good health and well-being. So the first thing that we can do at home, as we discussed yesterday also, charity begins at home, right? So the first thing is we can try to keep a peaceful atmosphere at home. Create a very beautiful atmosphere for all of us to live in harmony. Especially, things get affected mentally, children get affected mentally when parents have serious arguments, or there may be divorce cases, or father, the male abusing the female, the wife, the husband abusing the wife, etc. So we have to, these are common scenarios in rich families or even the poor. That doesn't matter. Money is not the factor here. So there are several reasons. A man can come drunk and can hit his wife. These things get affected, and the child is getting affected because of this. And they come to school and they get violent. So it's all the internal development, So the first thing that we can make sure is create a beautiful atmosphere at home. And if you are at that state where you can create a beautiful atmosphere, go and see if anybody else needs your help. You might be a therapist, you might be a doctor. So if there is anybody in your neighborhood who's needing such help, go and come forward and help them. Probably they need your soothing words, maybe to connect them or something like that. So, and also go to villages and see how people are being treated, how the home atmosphere is at their places. So the home atmosphere is very important for general well-being. And this is actually a vast area we can keep on discussing, but given the time frame, I wouldn't want to exceed too much. So another one important thing is when we talk about the general fitness of any person, that is very, very important. So myself being a marathon runner and a cyclist, I would definitely urge each one of you here on this platform and whoever is watching or going to watch across the globe to at least start your day with 15 or 20 minutes walk minimum. If you're in a cold place where the weather is too cold or something, just dress up appropriately and try to go when there is some sunshine. But make sure that you're taking a walk at least for a minimum of 20 minutes, because that fresh air is very, very important. Everybody have been speaking about Corona and COVID and things like that, which I don't want to touch upon again. We know what is the status right now of everybody, each one of us. Probably all of us sitting here also must have gone through some kind of a mental disturbance in these past 2 years, definitely, because we never had that much of a chance to get out of the house and things like that. So these things get affected, mentally. So it's very important for us to gather that mental strength to spread more harmony and peace across. As we're talking about World Peace Summit, right? So mental well-being and good health is very, very essential. So there are many ways. If you all want to reach out to me, I'm here to give a lot of tips on health and fitness. I have already mentioned this in several meetings in this in this family itself. I'm here always. My number is there with Dr. Rajarao, and I'm available on all the groups for any kind of fitness classes or anything. You all can reach out to me. I'm always there, but definitely encouraging the children to do 10 minutes of walk or 15 minutes of some walk, or encouraging them for some kind of a physical fitness is very, very important. Because the more you do all this cardio work, for example, running or cycling or even walking for that matter, it opens up your lungs, and every day 10 minutes of breathing exercises is very essential to keep your lungs clear. So do not panic even if somebody is having COVID at home. This is my humble suggestion. I have heard so many people, they get panicked and they don't know, oh, COVID means something great. No, it's a normal virus now. It's a flu. So let us all not panic about it. Just follow the routine. Set your routine and start taking some basic vitamins like zinc, vitamin C, and a lot of lemon juice and things like that. So these are some of the regular tips that we can definitely follow every day so that we can sustain for a longer period. And we do not panic, because panic is the worst thing to cause any kind of mental attack. So it creates a lot of anxiety and depression and things like that. So please do not panic. If somebody else panics also, you stay strong and encourage them to, go for a walk, at least on the terrace, because I still see many people sitting inside the house and they're not able to get out. They have so much of mental fear, mental block. So I think we should create more awareness. Even in your flat also, you can just go and talk to people that, to stay strong and brave and come out of the house and start taking exercises. So this is what I want to say. And thank you once again for giving this opportunity. And it's a great pleasure to meet all of you again. Wishing all the very best for the rest of the 15 days. Thank you so much and have a good night.
Thank you, Jayashree, madam. Thank you so much for your valuable input. And now it's time for end this keynote speeches session and start panel discussion. Before, I would like to call upon Dr. Raj Sangwan. She is a storyteller. She is an educationalist. She is a master trainer. Please welcome Madam Raj Sangwan.
Thank you very much, sir, for this my wonderful introduction. And first of all, I would like thanks to Dr. Raja Rao sir and Dr. Calvin ma'am and the entire dignitaries who are sitting here from the various parts of the country and the world. Thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity. And I'm here sharing the SD goal 3, good health and well-being and the world peace. You know very well, peace begins with a smile. I request you all the participants who are present here, please turn on your video and smile once. Please, I request you all, please turn on your video and smile once, as we are all blessed with a wonderful smile on our faces. And I can see the beautiful smile of Tarun sir. Aruna ma'am, she is always smiling, and Jayashree ma'am, great to see your smiling face. And Panigri sir, I would like to see your smiley face as well. And Raja Rao sir, how could I forget your smile? You are blessed with a wonderful smile. Thank you very much. And my topic is about this mental health and well-being. As before me, so many eminent speakers has enlightened about that, the fact there is no health without mental health. This is very, very true. Mental health and the well-being is a part of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals of 2030 agenda adopted by all the United Nations member states in 2015 year. It comes under the SDG goal 3 that not only focuses on the physical health, but mental health as well. And many times what we do, we always forget about this mental health. As per the goal, the target is to reduce 1/3 premature mortality from non-communicable disease through prevention and treatment, and promote the mental health well-being by the year 2030. And you all know very well the world peace. What does it mean? It means the people from all the countries in the world being happy and living harmoniously with each other. You know, peace is liked by all. It is peace that we pray to the God every morning, every evening. It is in the peace time that we have the great time, high thoughts, and the golden deeds. And the peace encourages the education, trade, commerce, and industry. And this world peace is possible only when we all are healthy mentally, physically, and socially. And if every person is healthy, there will be peace in the world. Unfortunately, the world peace has been disturbed very badly by the COVID-19 and this Russia-Ukraine war. And why I ask this question to everyone, why we need war? Why? Just for the sake of power, ruling the world? Different countries are in the race for this nuclear weapon. The world is now at the mouth of the volcano. Do you know? No one wants war. If war comes this time, what will happen? There are the chances of the third world war. And if it happens, what will come? There will be the end of mankind, and there will be no victor to enjoy the fruit of victory. And children in the war-torn Ukraine are facing the trauma, and that can lead to severe mental issues. And the doctors are saying there is a common thread, mental health. People are extremely anxious and not having much of appetite because they need to focus on survival. Experts says every child in the Ukraine is now experiencing multiple adverse mental issues. And this is one of the uncounted casualties that will ripple throughout the generations. And people are leaving their home only with whatever they can carry, and their entire world was turned upside down overnight. So, my dear friends, you can understand how mentally disturbed the people are. Just peace of mind is generally associated with the joy, happiness, calmness, prayer, yoga, meditation, and many spiritual practices refer to this peace as an experience of knowing oneself. But we all know that inner peace is important to mental health. And when we are mentally healthy, we have peace inside. When the peace is inside us, there will be peace in the entire world. And the human beings are mentally very strong. They are very confident. We can handle every stage, every phase of life with the patience and the strong determination, as we have the capacity to keep the balance of the life. You know, mentally, people who are strong, they never waste their time or energy trying to change the toxic people or the toxic situations. They just change their focus, and that is very, very essential. And the mental health has been a taboo topic for a very long time in the world, particularly in India. We barely talk about this mental health until recently, when under the COVID pandemic, we tried and understood how people around us are suffering from the mental health issues and they are depressed. But do we understand mental health completely? Do we know how to cope or help our peers cope with it? The answer to the above question is no, we don't. We still haven't understood it completely. And hence, it has become important to talk about it and understand it better. And you will surprised to know the mental health and the children scenario of the world. Half of all lifetime cases of the mental illness begin by the age of 14. At least 1 in the 5 children and the adolescent has a mental disorder, and 1 in 10 has a serious emotional disturbance. And there are common mental disorders that are depression, anxiety disorder, schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, substance use disorder, eating disorder, sleeping disorder, self-injury. The list is too long of this mental disorder, but I had shared a few common mental disorders with you. And the early when we are having this mental disorders, we are mentally disturbed, we have to identify the early symptoms. And I'm sharing few early symptoms of mental health illness with you all. And first one is this extreme mood changes, mood swing is there. there is the sleeping problems, and there is inability to cope with the stress. And in every day we are having the stress in our life, but we can't live with the stress. But and we can't eradicate this stress completely from our lives, but we can handle it. We can manage the stress. And excessive fears of worries, it brings depression or the mental health issues. When you are feeling sad, when you are feeling problem in concentration over your studies or over your work, and when you are having the suicidal issues or anger management issues or paranoia, just think about you are having somewhere mental issues, and excessive use of alcohol or the drug is one of symptom. But my dear friends, there is no solution to shift towards this alcohol or the drug. They will spoil your life completely. And I'm sharing few strategies with you, what you can do to help or you protect your mental health. First of all, what you have to do, recognize your warning signs in how you think, how you feel, how you act, and practice the stress management and the other self-care strategies throughout the life, and know when and where to get help. There must be a counselor. You can visit the counselor. There are helpline numbers online available. You can visit, and never be ashamed of having mental disorder. Get help as soon as you suspect you need it. Get help for it from the trained counselor or through a medical referral, and learn to do something new and fun. Just know yourself. Who are you? And be attuned to your thoughts and the feelings, and keep a journal. Whatever thoughts are coming to your mind, just pen down all those thoughts, and don't overbook your schedule of your life. It brings only and only stress in your life. And make time for quiet. Just turn off the cell phone and the TV, switch off the screen time, cut the screen time from your life. Only use the screen time when it is necessary. And it's better sometimes to say no. It's not okay always to say yes, yes, yes. It's okay to say no to sometimes. It's okay to say, I'm not okay. Eat healthy diet. Take exercise adequately and care for your health daily. Take time for yourself, as my previous speaker spoke about this, and manage the life stress properly. Exercise daily. You have to be social as much as you can, as isolation and the lack of communication are the two biggest reasons for the depression and the mental and the physical illness. No matter how busy your family, your work life is, try to dedicate some time to your friends and socialize with them. Communicating with the others lowers the stress level, my dear friends. And the another therapy is to reduce this mental problems is expose your body to the sunlight. Sunlight is very, very important for us. When you are exposed to the sunlight, it causes the release of endorphins. These are the happiness hormones, and this hormone is responsible for the productivity of the brain, and you will feel so happy. Take proper sleep and have a balanced diet. When your body lacks essential nutrients, it leads to serious health problems. Moreover, you end up facing the emotional distress and the anxiety as well. And it's very, very simple. Laugh and enjoy. Don't take life too seriously. Those who remain happy, smile more, and try to keep themselves happy experience better quality of life than those who remain worried all the time. And according to the study, children laugh 200 times a day. Again, I'm repeating, according to the study, children laugh 200 times a day, while we adults laugh only 15 times a day. What I mean. Stay happy, and laughing more is essential for the quality of life, and just learn to live in the present and learn to live in the present moment, and try not to think too much about the future. And now I'm sharing a few things with you that you don't need to feel guilty about it. Just remove someone from your life who is creating problem in your life, in your body, in your mind. And stop living up to the expectations of the people. As it's not easy, it's not your task to keep everyone happy, and taking time for the self. That is the me time. You have to take care of yourself. Do some hobby activities that cheer up you, and setting boundaries and sticking to them is very, very essential for keeping the good mental health, and reaching out for the help and the support whenever it is required for you. And as the time is running short, as I understand everyone's feeling, and at this moment, everybody is thinking to bind up the session. And finally, one health, one planet, one future, leaving no one behind. So we have to follow this one, and be kind to your mind, my dear friends. It's very, very essential. Be kind to your body. And finally, I would like to say a few lines. जिंदगी में टेंशन ही टेंशन है, जिंदगी में टेंशन ही टेंशन है, फिर भी इन होठों पर मुस्कान है, फिर भी इन होठों पर मुस्कान है, क्योंकि जीना जब हर हाल में है, क्योंकि जीना जब हर हाल में है तो मुस्कुरा के जीने में क्या नुकसान है, मुस्कुराकर जीने में क्या नुकसान है. Thank you very much to the entire team of this World Peace Summit 2022. Thank you very much for providing me this wonderful platform to share my views over this topic. Thank you very much. Have a nice day to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Raj, madam. And as we are moving into our panel discussion, we have 4 brainy beauty with us. Dr. Sujata Sanghi, Dr. Gunjan Shukla, Ms. Meena Jha, and Dr. Agastha. So with your kind permission, Dr. Raja sir, I would like to invite Dr. Sujata.
Yeah, hello and very warm namaste from Mumbai to all of you, and wishing all of you a very, very happy Eid and Akshaya Tritiya as well. So coming to this important aspect, and I understand that some of the time has not been adjusted and I need to be making it as small as possible. Let me rush through it. So as per the United Nations SDG 3, which talks about health and wellness, which is also my topic of expertise, being an international researcher, life skill educator, and also a sound and spiritual scientist. Here I will be talking about some of the things which is just going to be an add-on to what has been spoken about. I'll not be repeating anything to save time there. Well, coming to it, we also know that in recent decades, we have witnessed a huge development and growth in human technology, and that is across the world. We live in an interconnected world, easy to access commodities and services. The life expectancy and the living standards, they have got better than before. However, this progress has come with a cost, and it has brought new challenges. And these new challenges has made us highly competitive and have encouraged us to prepare for more, to consume more, and the resources have become scarce. Climate changes has led to the rise in diseases. Human activities have been adversely affected, and our environment and the Earth's ecosystem has been badly damaged. It is also one saying which says that if the mankind was to be eradicated from this planet Earth, all the other beings would flourish. That is how bad man contributes to the Earth. And to understand this, we have to see what is that aspect of mankind which needs to be repaired. We need to prepare to repair. If we are not able to do that, somewhere down the line in the next 20, 30 years, we will be a trash on this planet Earth. We are only destructing and not creating anything beneficial for ourselves, nor for the whole of the planet. So coming again to understanding this, we have the rising pandemic, the well-being associated disorders, and chronic diseases with different disabilities. We have seen a huge rise. As per the WHO, we know that 1 out of 7 persons is having a mental health issue. And the stigma attached to it also makes it very difficult to understand that it is a way of life which needs help and not to be kept behind doors. However, the social stigma is now coming to the open, and we are having more and more people coming up seeking help openly. Life is difficult when we do not understand ourselves. Our own identity is going into a crisis. We are being lost into what we were, and this uncertainty has created a whole global, interconnected economic, physical, mental, and emotional crisis. Leave alone the spiritual aspects, that's a far cry. The most important thing is the physical health, which is gone for a toss due to the uncertainties that we have received. And in the UN, we have set up the goal of health and wellness, giving it the prominence. Socio-ecological and economic models needs the lives of the people to be reframed. And we have to have a proper economic and political goal in place to see that we sustain healthy goals. And to make this, we have to see that we have a resilient path. It cannot be sustained alone. And hence, we see that all the countries coming together is of utmost importance. As we had heard about the conditions in Sri Lanka, it is not a country alone. It is somewhere contributing to the good health of other countries as well. What are those things which can be done? I'm talking from the point of view of nations, as we have already had people talking about personal aspects which can be handled. Talking on the platform for global peace, for the wellness, and understanding how the UN can do a better work. The first and foremost is we need to have greater political commitments. We need to have great cross-border partnerships. We need to have policy orientations like education, social cohesions, and have a common benchmark platforms. Brainstorming, supportive governance, knowledge sharing, equal voice, transformative and collective efforts to bring about health and wellness to the lives of the people, all the people across the world is of utmost importance. And to do this, we already have a number of things which can be done at a personal level, such as exercise, yoga, meditate, volunteer, be with good health with regards to eating and the lifestyles, to save the environment, and having greater communication skills, spending time with family. All these things can be done at a micro level, but to bring it to the macro level, there has to be a proper cohesion with regards to public governance. If it is not taken up as per immediate and an important choice, this political choice needs to be done, taken up, stood up, and supported by the citizens of each country. And if we do it cross borders, I guess we will be able to bring out the change that we are looking at with regards to health and well-being. Also, more and more people need to be educated to support the people, to be accessible to the people across all corners of the world. Let it not be limited to only the developed or the developing countries. It needs to go to each and every part of the world. And thanks to the digital media, it can be done from anywhere. Also, the psychologists, psychiatrists, life coaches, therapists, all need to come together as a community and try to see what contributions can be done on a larger scale to help mankind across the world. And yes, it's very important to be in a mental well-being state to have a physical well-being. So let's work and start up with understanding what is within us which is hurting, create an identity, create the behaviors and the value systems, and also understand the creation of the environment where good health and well-being becomes an important aspect which is catered to. Economic resilience and dependency will bring about this change, and also the expenses on the health industry will come down if all these aspects are taken care of, and countries will have a proper budget to see that the other aspects of health, such as food, shelter, and clothing, is turned to, and they will not have to worry about it, which is actually the indirect way as to how it can be catered. And this will also help cater to the drug abuse and alcoholism, which is on rampant use amongst the youth in today's world. So I guess on that note, I would look forward to all the governments from across the world to come together, all the people who can contribute to come together and make this planet a beautiful, happier planet once again. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Sujata ji. Thank you so much. And now our next high esteemed panelist is Dr. Gunjan Shukla ji. Please welcome Gunjan madam. Dr. Gunjan Shukla madam. I think Gunjan madam is, yes. I would like to call Miss Meena Jha. Please welcome Miss Meena Jha.
Very good evening, everybody. Very good evening. Am I audible to you all?
Yes, madam.
Very good evening, one and all. And my heartiest thanks to Raja Rao sir, Dr. Caroline ma'am, Tarun sir, and everyone for giving me opportunity to speak in such a wonderful platform. And all the eminent speakers have already taught so many things, so nothing is left. But yes, still I would like to add my few points. As my PhD is in health sciences only, Department of Biotechnology from Lincoln University College, Malaysia. So I would definitely like to add a few things about health, wellness, and peace, of course. Yes, peace begins with ourselves. That means if I am in peace, if I change, my world will change. This is very important. So the secret to live a happy life is to maintain a very good health. And for that, physical, mental, emotional, social, and spiritual well-being is very important for each one of us. So, but nowadays we can see that most of us are dependent on synthetic drugs and medicines for instant cure. For example, if I am having ache or fever, I will suddenly pop up all the medicines like paracetamol and all. But there are so many ways, especially what we have studied in Indian Vedas. Even Swami Vivekananda went from India to different country, and he also said that India is the country which has rich heritage about Vedas, philosophy, yoga, meditation. So let's not, why to switch over again back to Mother Earth? Why not to switch over to plant-based medications? Why not to switch over to yoga, wellness, fitness? And if our body is fit, then definitely we are going to maintain peace across the world. So there are so many things like regular yoga, meditation, pranayam, breathing exercises, closeness to Mother Nature that will definitely bring health, peace, and happiness and harmony. And definitely, if we are smiling, then a lot of the problems may automatically get kick off. Just kick off everything and we smile, be chill, be cool, and we will be at peace. So during my research also, I did that most of the medications that are the plant-based medications, it should switch off. For example, even our grandmothers was telling that if we drink milk added with turmeric, that has the property to cure aches and pains, and that will also enhance our beauty. So these are the simple steps that could be done. Similarly, simple medicinal plants like turmeric, like ginger, like giloy, they have lots of alkaloids and plant-based extracts that could be used in our life. Even there are many health policies are there that to be implemented in different parts of country. And we all know, especially in India, India is the next highly populated country in the world. So women empowerment, gender equality in India especially, it is very much required. And women health, children health is of major concern, major issues. Especially the women and children, those who are residing in rural areas, they are not getting medicinal facilities. So the people who are living in those areas, they are basically dependent on plant-based medicines. So why not to educate them, and why not to get their traditional things in and incorporate in urban life? That could be a good symbiosis between two. So let us again switch over to Mother Nature and let us educate everybody. That means modernization along with nurturing our Indian heritage. And that is what I used to tell to my Malaysian classmates. When I was doing PhD, I used to tell that India is rich of cultural heritage. So let's do that. So there are so many suggestive improvement in framing policies that should be done, like various scientific equipment should be there. Then there should be medicinal facilities that should be implemented in rural areas, that we should do. Control price of drugs should be provided in rural area. So both central and state government should take more steps for improvisation of health area sector. And definitely, last but not the least, if we are happy, we are healthy, we are going to sustain peace across the world. We can spread love, harmony, and cheerfulness. By this, again, I would like to say my sincere gratitude and thanks to everyone for giving me platform to speak, listen, and learn. Of course, I have learned so many things. Thank you, everybody. Lots of love, lots of regard. God bless you all. Jai Hind. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Meena. Thank you for your valuable words. Now, our next panel speaker is Dr. Professor Augusta. Please welcome Dr. Augusta.
A very good afternoon here from the UK. It's a pleasure and honor to be here. Thank you so much to the organizers of this event. It's a wonderful day to see you all together, and the event is going okay. I'm so happy that I'm here from the UK to speak about the healthy living. And if I can just share my screen as well. Right. Can I share my screen? Okay. Yes. Ensure healthy living lives and promoting well-being for all ages. And I just want to say thank you to all the panelists and the people that have spoken today. They've actually spoken about what I'm going to say, really. And so I'll just go ahead and say what I need to say as well. The World Health Organization, WHO 2015, ensure healthy lives and promote well-being for all ages, profiles health as a desirable outcome in its own right. Importantly, however, health is also presented as an input to other goals and reliable measure of how well sustainable development is progressing in general. And as it launches the 2030 agenda focusing on tackling non-communicable disease, and it also covers health security, reproductive, maternal, newborn child, and adolescent health infections and diseases, and universal health coverage. For some of you who don't know about a non-communicable disease, it's a disease that is not transmissible directly from one person to another, and it includes strokes, Parkinson's disease, osteoarthritis, heart disease, etc. Coming from a public health background, this is actually my field of area. So how can this be achieved, really? We all have a duty of care in our world. However, you can start with yourself by taking responsibility in protecting and promoting your own well-being. This can be done through the choices you make through holistic care. And lots of people have mentioned about holistic care today. Making sure your children are up to date with their vaccination and all their entire well-being. The World Health Organization mentioned that it is estimated that vaccination coverage among infants increased from 72% in 2000 to 86% in 2018. An estimated of 19.4 million children did not receive the essential vaccine during the first year of life. In fact, since March 2000, routine childhood immunization services have been disrupted, which is really a problem. So our community is always the first point of contact. So what I have created here, in all aspects of life, we have to look at dimensions of wellness, which I believe everybody have spoken today about it. And I've done my own pictures here, really. 8 dimensions of wellness, which is spiritual, emotional, like everybody have said, physical well-being, your professional well-being, the environment where you are, your social, the financial, the intellectual, and things like that. But what I want to say as well, in terms of well-being, what do you think of when you hear the word well-being? It is easy to conjure images of tree or hugging, yoga poses, but it has a much wider meaning to well-being. It actually refers to the state of being comfortable, healthy, or happy, which is something we all strive for. What this actually amounts to will vary accordingly to each individual and who gives the contentment. But one thing we can all agree is that it is important to try and maintain a sense of well-being for the good of our mental and physical health, as everybody have stated. And my first slide on this really is spiritual well-being. Many of times we do, obviously put a blank on spiritual well-being, but it is so important for you to always, whatever you are doing in life, you need to focus on spiritual well-being as a point of contact. Spiritually can derive from beliefs, faith, values, your ethics, your morals, principles that provides purpose, direction in our lives. A healthy spirit helps us remain resilient and better prepared to face life's challenges. Spirituality is wisdom and clarity of vision, greater personal fulfillment, more empathy and compassion, increased creativity and intuition, and better performance on a wide range of important skills and work skills. Spiritual intelligence therefore represents the most powerful resources for personal and professional growth and fulfillment. And we have emotional well-being, like I stated earlier on. Spiritual intelligence and emotional intelligence can complement each other for purification of human life. On the other hand, spiritual intelligence strengthens spiritual and religious beliefs, thus establishing good qualities. So on the other hand, emotional intelligence can improve social relationships, control emotions, and help individuals progress towards perfection. Emotional wellness involves developing an awareness of your feelings, your response to everyday interaction, how we see our world, how we interact with each other. Somebody spoke about gratitude, and that's one of them as well. This awareness allows you to better understand why you're feeling that way and can actively respond to your feelings. Physical well-being. Some of you mentioned about, the guest speakers mentioned about physical well-being. Physical wellness is the ability to maintain a quality of life that allows you to get the most out of your daily activities without undue fatigue or physical stress. Physical wellness recognizes that our daily habits, our behaviors, our characters have an impact on overall health, and quality of life. You can foster your physical wellness by finding time to move your body. Try to move your body in a way. Increase your heart rate every day, at least 30 minutes. You can even break up on the daily 30 minutes into 10 minutes. You boost your energy. You can use the stairs instead of the elevator. There's so many ways that you can do in terms of physical well-being. And the environment where you live, it's so important. There are so many times that we live in an environment that is not conducive, that is not really amicable to where we are. And that brings a lot of challenges in our mental well-being as well. The environment wellness refers to leading a lifestyle that values the relationship between ourselves, our community, and the environment. The core principles of environment wellness is respect. Respect for all nature and all species living in it. Foster your environment wellness by picking up trash. There are so many times some people, they don't just care. They just put trash all over the place and they think it's okay. So spending time on outdoors biking, walking, or for you to commute where you go, wherever you're going, using refusable bags, water bottles, bring mindfulness of your water, recycling, going to the farmer's market, turning off lights and computers, unplugging from technology, donating unwanted clothes. There are so many times we hogged on to clothes in our wardrobes. We just need to give them away as well. Outdoor adventures, camps, gardens. It's so important that we got to take all of this into place. And the social well-being as well. Social well-being focus on building, nurturing, meaningful, and supportive in relationship with individuals, groups, communities. It enables you to create boundaries that encourage communication, trust, conflict management. Social awareness also includes showing respect for others, oneself, other cultures. You can foster your social wellness by reflecting on yourself and your social needs. What aspects of your social life do you enjoy? What parts would you like to improve? Making an effort to keep you in touch with supportive friends, family, mentors, participating in groups, in discussion, practicing active listening, joining a club, organization, participating in studying groups. All of these are so important. Financial well-being. Financial wellness involves the process of learning how to be successful in managing our finances. And many of times we keep a blind eye on our finances. And this is one of the core important things as well. Money plays a critical role in our lives and can impact your health as well as your academic performances. You can foster your financial wellness by starting with the small changes that will add up over time. I make your own coffee rather than buying it out, just to save some money. Utilize resources to expand your budget, like student discounts, understanding your student loans, starting a saving account, add a small monthly automatic payment, if possible, identifying and addressing any financial problems before they can start. Like what is going on in our world today. Everything has gone up. Everything, in terms of food, everything, in terms of electricity bills and all of that, utility bills, everything has gone up. And that's really like putting a strain to our mental well-being as well as the financial strain in the economy as well. So writing a list of, before you go shopping, asking yourself, do I really need this? Before unplanned purchase, it's so important, because impulse buying, we just like utilize you in a different way. And intellectual well-being. Intellectual wellness means striving towards good mental health, continue intellectual growth, creativity in your life. Think, spend time with yourself. I mean, the most thing that I have achieved myself as an entrepreneur, I remember when I started my my perfume brand, and I actually sat down and put everything in place. I created everything, on top of my head, how is this gonna look like and how it's gonna come in. But if you don't spend time to yourself, how can you be creative? How can you spend time to yourself and without no distraction? Stay in a close up place and just see where you can, even if you have to pray or whatever you need to do, but try to be creative in order to solve it. And also, seek personal growth by learning new skills. Also, search long life opportunities and stimulating mental activities as well. I just want to conclude here as well. In conclusion, we know the World Health Organization have stated about non-communicable disease. It also covers health security. On Sunday, I had a chat about health security, and and it's so good that people are bringing all of these things on board. And also, universal health is also important. It was only 2 days I was speaking as a health security summit on marital issues. Health is impacted by poverty and strongly connected to other aspects of sustainable development, including water, sanitation, gender equality, climate change, peace and stability. The cost of healthcare must not represent an exclusively heavy burden of the individual. It's so important. Therefore, every country should ensure a big priority to public health. Feelings of well-being are fundamental to the overall health of an individual, enabling them to successfully overcome difficulties and achieve what they can and out of life. Past experiences, attitudes, outlook can impact on well-being as an physical, emotional trauma. Following specific incidents, children with learning and developmental disorder may experience considerably more stressful than typically developing children that can impact both their health and well-being. So it's important for whoever, if you have children, you make sure their well-being is taken care of in terms of that. In stressful situation, in marital settlements, if you are single, make sure that you take care of your children in a way that they will grow up to a better citizen. Thank you so much. I come to a close on this topic today. I am so honored to be here with you all, and I feel privileged to have this opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Professor Augusta, Dr. Augusta. It was really informative and very useful. We are very thankful for this presentation. And now, last but not least, we have beautiful lady, Asima Jha from India. She will share her thought as a panel speaker. After this, Dr. Raja Rao will say vote of thanks. So please, Asima Jha.
Thank you so much, Tarun sir. Am I audible and visible? Thank you so much. The soul always know what to do to heal itself, and the challenge is to silence the mind. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I am Ashima Jha. I am an international public speaker and the Global Peace Ambassador, and I feel extremely privileged and thankful to be a part of this discussion, listening to everybody since evening, and I'm so thankful that I got a chance to express my viewpoints. Not taking much of your time, there are few things that I just want to highlight the discussion and conclude the discussion on, mainly on the healthcare of the workers and healthcare providers and the doctors itself, who are responsible for providing the health and medical services. Since I myself academically specialize in medical research, I completely understand the kind of stress, trauma, and the pressure that a student from a medical field has to go through. So we also have to take in that consideration, all those aspects in mind. I, being a youth representative here, always feels that, in whatever discussion it is very important to have the involvement of youth and young people in all sorts of discussion, because their involvement will not only empower them, but will also enlighten the people who are already working on ground. It will enlighten them. It will tell them about the fresh perspective and the point of view. But again, it is very important that before we talk about youth involvement in any of the projects, be it healthcare, be it climate, be it infrastructure, technology, it is very important for us to make them realize about their responsibilities, because they are torn between the fancies of the world and their responsibilities as the leaders of future. So we have to tell them their responsibilities. Engaging and working with them, supporting them in standing up for their rights, and creating conditions allowing them to progress and play an active role in the international community will be able to achieve peace, security, and justice. I, as a youth representative here, feel highly empowered and highly obliged to share my experiences and share my perspective amongst the experts who are sitting here. And I think these kinds of opportunities and platforms should be more open up for the youth, not just in the healthcare conferences and medical expertise, but also in other aspects which are all linked, because it's our environment that takes care of the health. If the environment is not good, it is not very sure that a person would be healthy. So we have to manage our workings with a youth focal point of view. And I would just want to say that whenever a war occurs or whenever there is a disruption in global peace, as we can see, as evident from the Ukraine-Russia war or the situation in South Sudan or the situation in Yemen, we need to understand that it is the health of the civilians and women and children that is highly impacted. And therefore, I would just like to conclude by saying that teach your children that there is no glory or no heroes in war, that the glory comes from the actions that prevent war, and the heroes are the one who implement those actions. So let's all of us be the heroes and be the pioneers of the flag, and take in consideration that the healthcare aspect and the world peace is very closely related, and these two can come in science and together only and only if we teach our children to be the real heroes. So thank you so much all for patient listening.
Thank you, Ms. Ashima Jha. Your input is superb, and I would like to request Raja sir for vote for thanks.
Yes. Thank you.
It's my pleasure, Dr. Rajarao. It's my pleasure. Anytime. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Raja Rao, sir. Because you yourself are wonderful, so you find everybody nice. Thank you, respected Raja Rao, sir. Thank you, sweet, sweet Caroline ma'am, and thank you, everybody. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay. Yes. I want to thank especially Miss Harini ma'am and Sujata ma'am. They did a great speech about Sri Lanka. Really wonderful speech. I honored them. Okay.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be with you.
Yes, always my pleasure. I'm listening very carefully of, every one of the speakers. Okay, they're very, very points, and it's very much more appearance based on the current world. No doubt, facing all kind of radicals. Well, the good being, okay, the good health of good being is very much subject to the individual's kind of disciplines, okay, and also as well as the characteristics in order to bring up your life. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I would like to thank from the bottom of my heart each and every speaker. All are so eminent, experienced. Even the youngsters also spoke well. I'm crazily looking at their speeches and I'm learning. As Meena just said, I'm also learning. So this is a great platform where we are conducting this World Peace Summit, but it is helping us to learn a lot. So it is, I feel that it is like a training session, how best we can extract the knowledge and the subject skills from the eminent speakers. So thank you very much for giving this opportunity to learn and be an expertise in future. So thank you very much. I would like to thank especially moderators, Anita Raj ma'am and Tarun sir, because yesterday I didn't find any moderators, then they came to help me. So I would like to thank especially my dear moderators for taking the platform in a great way. You are taken to the next level. It is really awesome. I would like to appreciate Anita Raj ma'am. She immediately accepted when asked. And even Tarun sir, as Rajarao sir said, this is more than 2 hours. So thank you very much for your patience and taking up the session in an extraordinary way. Thank you once again.
Thank you.
Recording stopped.